come get me, buddy? Keep going. Oh, hi. Good job.
When he was 18 months old, the doctor said, just be happy with what you got. He is a fighter, so...
In every sense of the word.
He really is. And
Do you tap and Caesar?
he's progressed an amazing amount in what he's able to do. But he gets frustrated easily.
Go get Daddy.
Antone.
The cleft that Antone's missing, it's a large piece of his brain that's missing. So he doesn't have what's called the motor cortex. So from a mobility perspective and all the other challenges that come with missing part of your brain, the doctor his first neurologist kind of signed him off as this is about as much as you're going to get out of him. So, you know, we weren't happy with that one. So we found a new doctor. But, you know, I almost would like to show the doctor, like, hey, this is what Antone's been able to do. And oh, you going back to that one? Okay. So, I mean, he definitely makes a lot of progressions, but he moves at the speed of Antone. So, don't put a timeline to it.
Right.
Because that's
and I think, you know, just looking at a scan and seeing the brain's an amazing thing, and what you can teach the brain to do, especially if you catch things early. So to kind of look at one image and say, okay, well that's it, he's never going to, it felt really limiting, you know, and I think for us, we're like, yeah, no, that's not actually, we're not going to limit him. We're going to let him do what he can and give him the opportunities to do what he can. And if he
Go get your iPod.
reaches a limit, okay, but you know, we're not going to impose that limit, you know, on a 14-month-old.
Of course, the video would be much nicer when I was screaming kids. Yeah,
Actually, he was home 6 months before he was diagnosed. He was tiny when we brought him home. He was very small, underweight. But, you know, he'd been in a care center for 5 months.
Relax, buddy.
And so we just thought he was delayed. You know, he'd been in care and we had early intervention. But when he started early intervention, his right side really developed and his left side didn't. And so for us, that was kind of an indicator, like, oh.
You want this as well as your
there's
cars?
something else going on besides, you know, just that he's delayed from lack of exposure. Jeff, put gloves for him?
I didn't get gloves yet, no.
Alright, I'm done.
Yeah. Yep, I got gloves.
He needs a water.
You thirsty? That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah? What? What about fuck? You want me to put...
Yeah.
Not nice.
Do you want Jason to stay?
Not nice.
Do you want Jason to stay? Yeah. Then
You need to stop. That is not nice. Perfect. Yes. Actually,
You want me to... What? You want me to pick you up? But I don't know if JJ is quite ready.
Go, go.
Well, does it look like JJ is ready?
Almost. Would you like to come say hi to him and
Go say
Teresa?
hi to, you don't want to say hi to Teresa? You want to say hi to JJ?
Come here. Do you want Mom? Come on. Hey. Enough. Enough.
Nobody wants to pick you up if you're going to be hitting and scratching.
We'll stand here for a little feisty so I can block that foot if needed.
All right.
Nope, Anna.
1, 2, 3.
Hi, JJ.
All right. Let's walk on.
Well,
You got him, Jeff?
I got him.
And just slide him to the right.
Here comes Mom.
Do you want the lights on?
I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm right here.
Lights are on.
I'm right here.
Let's go see. You're gonna have a good time. JJ's your friend.
No!
He's gonna make you feel so much better.
Sit up. Put your feet down.
Sometimes we have long rides, sometimes we have short rides. That's okay. JJ loves giving Antone a ride no matter where we go. Here we are. So let's go over to our mounting block so Antone can get off.
Good boy, JJ. Thank you for such a nice ride.
There we go.
Keeping Antone safe. Thank you, JJ.
No, thank you.
Thank you, JJ. Thank you, JJ.
Thank you,
Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Teresa.
Bye, Antone.
No.
Bye, Antone.
You don't want to leave? Well, too bad. You just threw a hissy fit, so you're getting off the horse. So, your opportunity to make choices is no longer.
That tired eye look right from the beginning, and that usually means he's just a little overwhelmed.
I know that, though. I've never...
That's all right. That was
a long time. We haven't seen it like that.
No. So we ended positive, and
We
that's
did,
the
yep.
most important thing.
Yep.
And every week's brand new.
Every week's brand new.
No worries.
Some days are like Groundhog Day, but every week is new.
No frustration today, Jeff. It was a day, and we ended positive, so we'll pick it up from there.
All right. So we'll see you in 2 weeks.
I'll
All
look
right.
forward to
Thanks,
it.
Teresa.
Bye.
Take care.
Yeah, there you go. Nice job, buddy. Yeah, let's get that sleep back. Antone is a really enthusiastic kid, and being that I hadn't worked with anyone of his capacity in the past, I had no preconceived expectations of what to get from the lessons besides just searching for fun, searching for him to have some kind of creative outlet in music, which he very quickly showed me he was into it and he was enjoying it. So our lessons are just one big music therapy session almost. I wouldn't consider myself a music therapist by any means, but he comes in and you can see that like anything that happened during the day, any tension that he's feeling in his life just melts away or gets beaten away as soon as you put a drum in front of him, which has been such a rewarding experience for the both of us and for me to see him grow in a musical manner, in a creative manner. Challenge that I sort of couple of challenges that I had with him when we first started was the physical limitations with playing the drums, with having the strength in righty versus lefty. Can you show me your left hand? Nice job. Show me righty. Right hand. You do. Thank you for left. Show me right. Nice job. Left. Show me left again. Yes, yes, yes. When you're ready. Show me left. Oh, just left. There you go. Keep that shoulder down. From here. Nice job, you do. Nice work. So that was the first thing that I really tried to tackle, was developing dexterity in his left hand, which, and when I first started with him, couldn't pick it up without the assistance of his right hand. So we started slowly working through hand over hand, getting the independence on that side and just being able to pick it up independently, slap it down with the drum. And we've been working with him for a little over 2 years now. He's now able to have a marginal improvement in independence with his left hand from his right hand. And then the other main one was just the amount of focus, the amount of attention we could have, or points of attention we could have within our lesson. It started off where we would take breaks every 10 to 12 minutes, and then he would, earn time on his iPad where I'd set a timer, and when it beeped, the iPad would go away and we'd get back to the drums, which initially was a difficult concept. We didn't like transitioning from the fun videos on the iPad to the working with Mr. Tim on drums and getting things done. But now we don't take iPad breaks anymore. Now he can pay attention for the full 30 minutes with a motivator at the end being listening and playing along to music, where I always try to pick a song off of my iPod and we play along with it. And some days he's not super into it, he won't play, and I'll do most of the playing, but he'll still sit there and he'll bounce and he'll be into the moment. He'll be enjoying the music, which is all that really matters. Not everyone who sits behind a drum or any instrument is going to get on stage and perform for people, but it's important to have a personal outlet, something you can do when you're at home, when you're by yourself and you have downtime and you just need to let something out. It's always made me super happy to hear when Kate comes in and tells me that that Antone woke her up at 5 a.m. playing the djembe, because he wakes up and decides that he just wants to start banging on it, because that's why I do this. It's the whole reason we're together, playing music, just to give him something, another outlet. Make sure that we're super safe, right?
Yeah.
Kick this dog.
You either. Well, I'm gonna come back and get your jacket, okay?
Oh, I can grab it.
Are you gonna?
I appreciate you. Let's go on Corona. He did awesome.
Did he?
He played the whole time. Yeah.
All right. I heard.
Towards the end, we started asking more adamantly to be off there.
So you should have
Then the blanket.
You want me to fix it? All right. Oh, you don't want me to play with it? You just want me to fix it? Okay. All right, is it broken? Press the button. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You want me to fix it? You want me to fix it?
Yeah.
All right, press the button. I fixed it. You ready? Now let's go in the house.
One of our favorite things to do with Antone is spend as much time outside. He loves to run, so we spend a lot of time in his jogger, doing various races and just getting as much fresh air as possible. Yeah, we started racing
2012 with the New Bedford Half Marathon. Antone was matched with a team of volunteers who pushed him for the whole 13 miles. And we just watched that first year, and then the second year we watched, and then the third year we said, this is silly, there's nothing keeping us from running with him. And then we started running. We got connected with my team Triumph on the Cape and Team Hoyt New England, and just kind of took off from there. We have a couple of friends that have Facebook pages for their kids, and they post different interventions that their kids might have been doing, different milestones that they met, maybe different organizations that they found that have been supporting them. And so I said, why not do something like that? People can see what he does. And I think too, there's that idea that I want other people to know that just because you have a disability doesn't mean that you're limited in what you can access. because through Facebook, there's a Facebook page called We Carry Kevin, and I don't know how old Kevin is, maybe in his 20s.
I feel like
But
that.
his friends have backpacked like across Europe. I think they're going to China next, and they carry him in a backpack. You know, he spends most of his day in a wheelchair. So it's been really neat for us to see other people that are out there doing the same thing, you know, not letting any kind of disability get in the way of living life and seeing what's out there, you know.
Thank you.
Lightning strikes by my window, hits my chest right in the morning.